Yo guys, welcome out to Heels End of Manchester United 2, Tottenham 0, and Manchester United, of course, beat Tottenham Hotspur in a fantastic performance, probably the best performance we've seen from Manchester United in a very, very long time, to be honest with you. I mean, honestly, just we saw some great passages of play, some great management in the game from Ten Hag as well. And I don't, if I'm honest, I don't really think I don't even think there was one player who actually had a bad game for us. I feel like every player had a fantastic game, and every player who played had a part to play in that win yesterday. So it was, of course, a fantastic performance. And yeah, we, of course, need to hope to see more of what we saw in yesterday's game, of course. So, I mean, honestly, I think that's probably Fred's best game in a Manchester United shirt. I think Bruno Fernandes, that's his best game that we've seen from Bruno in a very long time. We haven't seen Bruno play that well in ages, if I'm honest. I mean, Casemiro's always having a good game at the moment, to be fair. Casemiro's just always giving his all and playing well. Even if he is just seeming a bit rusty at times, he is always looking like a really good player, to be honest. So, I mean, yeah, that is why we signed him, and that is what we did expect of him, to be fair. I think Anthony was just ripping through that Tottenham Hotspur defence as well. I mean, yeah, Anthony, very skillful player, as we know. And Anthony just I know he didn't score, but he does keep on getting better and better. Jadon Sancho kind of just grew into the game as it went on. It wasn't like the best of Jadon Sancho's performances. Like, I've seen him play better than that, and I feel like he is better when he plays on the right, because obviously he is playing on the left whenever he plays at the moment, because Anthony is Ten Hag's number one right mid. He's his number one right midfielder. But yeah, Sancho's still pulling off a decent shift on the left though. Anyway, but I think, obviously Rashford was starting up front yesterday. There was no Ronaldo. We will count Ronaldo in a minute, but I think, Rashford, he's not a number 9, and I feel like that is kind of why he wasn't really he wasn't exactly good though, was he, Marcus Rashford? I mean, he had loads of chances, he didn't really score any, but he's mainly playing on the left. He's not a number 9. That is where Ronaldo usually does play. And Ten Hag didn't actually start Ronaldo, and it didn't really go down well with Ronaldo, as we know. He of course just stormed off down he didn't even go into the dressing room. Just at the 89th minute, he stormed back, and he actually left the stadium. He didn't even go back to the dressing room after the game, which I don't know. It's not really acceptable behaviour by Ronaldo from what we're seeing from me. I mean, he doesn't really seem happy. I mean, you never know with him. Sometimes he seems really happy with a smile on his face whenever he's playing. And then, I don't know, it's really confusing, this whole Ronaldo situation and what he's actually going to go on with him. I don't know, is he going to be gone in January? Is he going to be gone? I don't know. But, I don't know, the amount of chances that we had yesterday, I mean, it could have been 5 or 6-0, to be fair. It could have easily been 5 or 6-0. And Rashford wasn't able to take chances. I honestly do think it just comes to show, look, we're very good at creating. We're looking really strong in the centre midfield at the moment. Ever since Casemiro and Eriksen have came in, we're looking really strong in the centre midfield at the moment. We're looking really strong on the wings, and we got some world-class wingers in our team, some of the best wingers in the world that we got in our team. I just think it comes to show, after everything that we have seen, though, is that the problem is that we need a striker. We need a new striker, and it does need to come soon. I mean, Cody Gakpo's an option. Ivan Toney's an option. So, yeah, honestly, I really do think we need to be going for a new striker in the summer. So, I feel yeah, I think that is what we need to do. I think no, in January. Sorry, it is needed in January. I think. I don't know, fullbacks as well. I mean, yeah, Dallo had a great game yesterday. One of Dallo's best games in a while. But, I still stand by what I always do say about him is that he is probably still like a backup right back at best. Luke Shaw's a really interesting one, to be fair. He's a really interesting one. I mean, Luke Shaw, I think, yeah, well, great player, of course. You just don't know what is going to happen with Luke Shaw and Malaysia, though, do you? Like, who is usually going to get that start? Who is actually going to be our number one left back? Because I don't know, I feel like they've both definitely got it in them, and I'm sure they're both good enough to be number one left back, but I just don't know who's going to be. Ten Hag seems like he clearly started off with wanting it to be Malaysia. Malaysia had like one or two bad games in a row, brought in by Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's not losing his place, and I don't know. The thing is with Luke Shaw, as soon as he as soon as Luke Shaw actually has competition, he always seems to up his game whenever he gets competition, and whenever he, yes, like as soon as Malaysia comes in, he's always upping his game. So that is a good thing about Shaw. But what if like he somehow at some point doesn't get the competition? Is that when we see his performance go downhill a bit? I don't know, but let's not worry about it too much now, to be fair. I mean, we saw a few years ago Luke Shaw didn't really have any competition, and he was one of the best left backs in England, if not the world, a few years back in like 2020, 2019 and stuff. So yeah, I'm not too worried, but I guess we'll have to see what happens with Malaysia and stuff. Ericsson, Ericsson is going to get back in the team over Fred. Yes, I know Fred had a great game last night, but Casemiro and Ericsson are our number one choices, and we know for a fact that they are good enough to lead us in the centre midfield, and they're able to always win the battles, and we can actually rely on them through consistency. We know for a fact that Ericsson and Casemiro, whenever they play together, are both really consistent players. When you look at Fred, he had an awful game against Newcastle, but he had a great game last night against Tottenham. So I don't know, you never know what you're gonna get with Fred. Yeah, he had a great game against Tottenham. If he starts against Chelsea, it's not guaranteed he's gonna play like how we did yesterday. With Casemiro, even when he's not 100%, he still looks like 50 times better than Fred anyway. It is Casemiro. He's the best CDM in the world by a country mile, let's be honest. Casemiro's an absolute baller. When you look at, and when you look at Ericsson as well, Ericsson, one fantastic centre midfielder. And him and Casemiro have a great partnership as well. I feel like the benefit for Fred at the moment is, though, and he is looking better from when because obviously he's not playing with McTominay anymore. I feel like playing with a fellow Brazilian player in Casemiro seems to also try and help get the best out of Fred as well, to be fair. So I feel like Casemiro has definitely helped to influence Fred's performance. I really think that he did yesterday as well. We are getting a lot of Brazilians into our team as well, which is good, because I often really do like most Brazilian players, to be fair, such as Anthony, Casemiro, those two especially. And what of the players that we got at the moment anyway. Who else is there to talk about? Bruno, of course. Bruno had an absolutely fantastic game yesterday, in my opinion. Bruno had a fantastic game. It's the best performance we've probably seen from him in a while. He's finally back on that score sheet, scoring goals. That is what we want to see from a player like Bruno Fernandes, and it's what we expect from a player like Bruno Fernandes. We expect to see those kind of performances and those kind of shifts that he put in last night. So, it's fantastic to see Bruno on the score sheet, fantastic to see him playing well, getting involved in goals and stuff. And, he definitely did deserve a goal, and he deserved something out of that game, which was the goal. So fair play to him. Also, who else is there to talk about? Oh, Martinez and Varane. We haven't spoke about Martinez and Varane yet, and those two, were a massive problem for that for those Tottenham strikers. Martinez had Harry Kane in his pocket. Varane, fantastic as well as Martinez. And I know, like, at the moment, most people are talking more about Martinez than they are Varane. I think the reason for that is because, like, we all know how great Varane is, and he is, as we already know, Varane is one of the best centre backs in the world, and what he is doing at the moment for us is fantastic. And I don't think Martinez would really be where he is without Varane. So I think, Varane's really helped Martinez out as well with all of that. But Martinez, he's proving so many people wrong. I mean, honestly, people are like, he's too small for the Prem. I mean, honestly, he's proving so many people wrong. He had Kane in his pocket last night. Martinez, he's always aggressive, one of the most vocal players on the pitch. And I always say it in every review. I believe I always say in mostly every review I do of the Man United games, Martinez, he's a massive leader and a massive influence on this Manchester United team. And I really like him. He's one of the most vocal players on the pitch. And he always puts in a shift. He always puts in a shift. Apart from like the first 2 games of the season, when he's playing alongside Harry Maguire. But I remember in the Europa League against Real Sociedad, in the first game at Old Trafford, yes, I know he gave away a penalty, but apart from, and it shouldn't have even been a penalty though. But apart from that little incident, he had a fantastic game and was probably still man of the match. That's the thing. And Varane is a massive influence on this Manchester United team. Like, Varane and Martinez are just leaders in this team, and honestly have a massive influence on literally all of the players, of course, as well. I mean, Bruno as well. We got some great leaders in this team. I'm not going to lie. We got some fantastic leaders in this team. And, we're playing really well recently. Let's be honest. We are playing really well recently. Like, I know, obviously, like, against Ammonia, we had so much chance. We had a great game in that game. Against Newcastle, we played fantastic. Really, I mean, we made some good chances. No one knows how to put the ball in the back of the net consistently though, and the ref was awful in that game. But against Newcastle, the issue was, I mean, at times we weren't able to complete crosses into the box, and we did seem a bit jammy at times. I mean, against Everton, we played well. And yesterday, it's our best game that we played in a very long time. Let's be honest. I mean, I was actually only able to really watch, like, the highlights of that game because I was able to listen to the commentary, but we're away, so I wasn't actually able to watch the game live. But I was able to listen to the commentary. And, yeah, I just heard, obviously, Sancho, Sancho growing into the game a lot. And, yeah, I feel like Sancho probably, I don't know, I heard Sancho did get an assist yesterday, and from what I did sort of see of him in the highlights, probably one of his best games in a while. To be fair, he did slowly grow into it, especially in the second half. I think Sancho looked a lot better than he did in the first 20, 30 minutes. Sancho didn't look he didn't exactly look fantastic, but Sancho did eventually end up growing into the game, started to look a bit better as the game went on. So, yeah, in my opinion, it was it was a solid shift from Jadon Sancho. He did well, in my opinion. David De Gea as well. I mean, David De Gea didn't really have anything to do, but, David De Gea is just a legend, as we all know, of course. I mean, he's had over 500 appearances for us now, De Gea, and he's just doing bits for the team, of course. I mean, another clean sheet. I mean, De Gea just does what he needs to do. Like, whenever he's called upon, he just does what he needs to do. He's obviously a great He's a great shot stopper, of course. Ten Hag really wants to try and build him into that kind of sweeper keeper. I mean, I hope it works. I really like De Gea. And he's one of the best shot stoppers in the world. Yes, distribution is not great at all, but he's one of the best shot stoppers in the world, David De Gea. Let's be honest, he 100% is, and I feel like he's underrated. I mean, people are he's not very good. The thing is with De Gea, yeah, it's just the distribution. It's just the distribution that needs to be worked on, and Ten Hag knows that. He's basically, I believe he's basically told De Gea, like, if you want to be part of my squad, then you need to improve on your distribution. And I guess we'll have to see what happens with him. I mean, there's talks that we might be selling him, but I don't know. We will have to see. I feel like I covered probably mostly every player that was actually on the pitch yesterday, to be fair. I mean, honestly, it was a fantastic performance by Manchester United. McTominay was brought on. I mean, McTominay, really interesting player, of course. I mean, he hasn't really had a bad game this season, to be fair. McTominay, yes, he didn't. No, he didn't start yesterday, but I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with Scott McTominay and Scott McTominay's whole situation as well. And then obviously Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, he didn't play at all. I believe, like, I don't know, he's not happy. He was told to warm up. I don't know. He just stormed down. You know, Ten Hag said he'll deal with the situation. I don't know what's happening with this Ronaldo situation. To be fair, I honestly don't know what is going to go on. But I know loads of. I mean, I've seen like loads of different people on social media saying, "Oh yeah, it's all Ten Hag," and then some other people saying, "Oh yeah, it's all on Ronaldo," and then other people like, "It's Ten Hag's fault." I mean, honestly, I feel like at the moment, I mean, I'm a big fan of Ronaldo. He's 100% one of my favourite players at Manchester United. But I kind of do feel like he feels like he is bigger than the club. And I feel like that is an issue that does need to be sorted. He feels like he is bigger than the club. But let's be honest though, there's no player who is bigger than the club, and I really think Ten Hag needs to let him know that. But obviously, you know, it is sad to see Ronaldo not being able to start week in week out. I get why he's upset because he's not able to get the start, but uh, I don't know. I don't know. And it is Ronaldo as well. It is Ronaldo. So, you know, I kind of do see both sides of the story. I do see why Ronaldo's upset, but I also do see that it was not right of him to suddenly just storm out of the stadium. So I do see both sides of the story. I'm not really siding with anyone. I'm not siding with Ten Hag. I'm not siding with Ronaldo on this one. We'll just have to see how it progresses. But obviously, Ten Hag is the main man who makes these decisions, of course. And whatever Ten Hag decides, we of course need to roll with. But yeah, I'm not siding with either of them on this situation. We'll just have to see what happens as we go. With it all, to be fair, but I don't know, it's certainly a weird one, and you know, it's certainly, I don't know, we just need to hope that like that's not the main talking point after that massive win yesterday. Of course, I mean, like, I don't get, like, the thing is, it was disrespectful of Ronaldo because he wasn't able to, because he stormed out. We were winning, and that was our best performance in years, in my opinion. But yeah, so it was very disrespectful of him. But I don't know, I feel like he might have been upset that he didn't really get to play a part in it. And let's be honest, he probably would have buried half the chances that Rashford had. Apart from that, though, Rashford played quite well, apart from the missed chances that Rashford had. He just needs to learn how to put the ball into the back of the net consistently, though, Rashford. That's the thing with him. That is the thing. But, you know, he's definitely better, though, when he is playing on the wing, when he is on the left. He's definitely a lot better then. But it seems like at this moment in time, Ten Hag really wants to be starting Jadon Sancho, and I don't know. Is it that he doesn't want to start Ronaldo? Is it that he doesn't want to start Ronaldo, and he just knows that we haven't got any other striker apart from Rashford, who kind of can play there, but it's not his proper position, basically. So I don't know. It's a real weird one. It's a real weird one, to be fair. What's happening with this whole striker situation and what Ten Hag wants and everything. To be fair, it's I don't know. It's a bit of a weird situation, but we'll have to see what happens with it as we go, of course. But yeah, it's certainly an interesting one. It's a huge talking point, of course. You know, look, we need a new striker. It's simple as, like, we all know that we need a new striker. That is the main position that we need to work on at Manchester United to improve. We need a new striker, and I think if we do get a new striker, then we'll be able to pick up the 3 points a lot more often, of course. And it proved it yesterday. Like, yes, we won the game. It could have been way more, though. It could have been way more. I'm excited for the game against Chelsea. I'm very excited. I feel like that is a game which could easily go either way. Like, yes, we can definitely win that. Like, yeah, we can definitely win that game. But Chelsea can also win that game as well, though. Chelsea can win that game against us as well. But I believe we can do it. United, we can definitely win that game against Chelsea on Saturday. We need to be on a ready game, and we need to be consistently putting the ball into the back of the net, because I feel like, well, against Chelsea, we'll definitely get a lot less chances than we did against Tottenham. Because let's be honest, I know, like, I've heard a lot of people saying, oh yeah, like, we're not going to get this much chances against Tottenham than we actually did. No one expected us to get that amount of chances. I did, to be fair, because Tottenham are a very defensive side. And honestly, I feel like our attack and our wingers and our midfield just bossed them, basically, and our defence just bossed them, really. Let's be honest. I feel like that's the positive thing about bringing Martinez into the team as well. Martinez is also a big influence on our centre midfield as well. Martinez can also just get stuck into that centre midfield role. I mean, he's not a centre midfielder. If we actually started him in the centre midfield, that's not going to work. That's not what I'm trying to say. He's just an influence on that midfield, winning the ball back, being able to give it to them, picking out a good pass to them, and he's able to put in some good balls over the top as well. And yeah, Martinez is just a great player. He's a great player. Of course, I mean, Varane, a rock solid centre back. I mean, yeah, Rafael Varane is world class, and I don't know where we would be without if we didn't have Varane. Honestly, I do not know where we would be without him. We'll be screwed if we didn't have bloody Varane as well, obviously, of course. But yeah, Varane and Martinez are two players who are just great on a consistent basis at the moment as well. Same as Casemiro. Like, those three players are just always consistent. Casemiro, Varane, and Martinez. They're like the three of our players who are just always on the roll, who are always consistent, know what they're doing. So, it's fantastic that we have those three, because honestly, oh, and Eriksen as well. Like, we can't forget Eriksen. Eriksen's always having a good game as well, let's be honest, whenever he does start. But, I hope Eriksen is back for Chelsea, because I feel like when we play Chelsea, I feel like Eriksen is going to be a really important factor for us in that game, playing alongside Casemiro in the centre midfield. He's going to really help us. Really, like, he can really help us win that midfield battle, Christian Eriksen. So I feel like we really need him playing alongside Casemiro against Chelsea. It's really important that we do, because I feel like Fred, I don't know, I don't feel like it will work against Chelsea. We need to be physical in that midfield battle, and I don't think Fred's that kind of guy that we need to play against Chelsea. I feel like it needs to be Casemiro and Eriksen in that centre midfield. I feel like the team that we should start, in my opinion, the team that we should start against Chelsea, I feel like, I don't know, I kind of think we should start Ronaldo. I don't know if he will start though, but I feel like if you look at it in a tactical way, I feel like we need a big man like Cristiano Ronaldo in that box, and we know that he can score goals. So I feel like we do need to start Ronaldo. So I feel like the team that we should start against Chelsea, I want to start David De Gea in goal. So yeah, David De Gea in goal, Varane and Martinez. I think we should start Luke Shaw. Yeah, Luke Shaw over Malaysia. Dalot, centre midfield, Casemiro and Eriksen. Cam Bruno. On the left, I think we should start Rashford. On the right, we should start Anthony. And up front, I think we should start Ronaldo. I think we should drop Sancho, to be fair. I want to see how Rashford plays on the left, because I feel like he's always a lot better. Rashford's always a much better player when he plays on the left. I mean, if it doesn't work with Rashford and he's missing a load of the chances still, and if he can't put balls into the box, then yes, there's always an option for Jadon Sancho. And it's really interesting to see how Jadon Sancho fits into the squad, to be fair. Because I feel like if Ronaldo's starting for us, if we start Ronaldo in any game, I don't feel like Sancho gets into that squad. But I feel like if we don't start Ronaldo, he does get into that squad. Because look, if we start Ronaldo in a game, our front three will be Ronaldo, Rashford, and Anthony. If we don't start Ronaldo, our front three will be Rashford, Sancho, and Anthony. So yeah, that's if we don't start Ronaldo. But if we do start Ronaldo, Rashford, Anthony. And yeah, it certainly will be interesting. But you never know. It could be Sancho, Ronaldo, and Anthony. I don't know. We'll have to see. Our front three options are really interesting at the moment, in my opinion. Same as our full backs as well, especially with left back. It's always interesting. Like, we've got some good choices in this team at the moment, to be fair. I still feel like squad depth's a problem, though. I mean, people say, oh, yeah, look, we have got decent squad depth because we don't know what to do with our front three. We don't know who to start our left back. But, you know, I feel like we do need better option backup. I feel like, though, we do need better backup options in that centre midfield. We need a new striker who can consistently score goals because Ronaldo's not in his prime anymore. Rashford can't play. Rashford, it's been proved in like the past 2 games, he can't play well up front. So, yeah, that's the thing. That is the thing. But we'll have to see what happens. We will. But yeah, I will wrap it up in a minute, of course. But, you know, it certainly is going to be interesting to see what happens with Manchester United. It 100% is. I'm looking forward to the Chelsea game. We need to win that game. We can't afford to lose that game. If we lose that game, then obviously, I don't know, it'd be so disappointing if we can't win. Because if we do beat Chelsea, we actually overtake them. So, you know, like hopefully we can, because yeah, if we beat Chelsea, we go ahead of them in the league, and that takes us into the top 4. So and then if we get into the top 4, then if we're in the top 4 at Christmas, if we're 4th or 3rd, then that'd be fantastic if we're in the top 4 by Christmas. And Christmas is going to come round very soon, because, you know, we got a real tight schedule coming up to if you think about it, we'll be in the top 4 at Christmas by November 13th. So we got less than a month. If you think about it, we got less than a month till the World Cup, and basically November 13th, that is being in the top 4 by Christmas, because that's our last game before Christmas on November 13th against Fulham. So yeah, it's looking really interesting at the moment, to be fair. But yeah, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you're new. Hopefully Manchester United can beat Chelsea, because if we do beat Chelsea, we get into the top 4, which is really important. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Speak to you in a bit. Anyway, like and subscribe. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace out.